Karen, Faye. Ooh. Internet. Hi, Lady Peacock, Amy. Hi, Wendy. We've got two of our wonderful Wendy's. Hi, Matt. Welcome back. Okay, all of a sudden, right now, there's a tickle in my nose. Hi, Kiana. Hi, J.E. Hi, Jay. Hi, Insight Timer. Hi, hola, Mark. Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you. So, before this live stream, Insight Timer, they save all your replays, like as a teacher. So I have all of them like inside of their website, inside of their app, and you can like watch the replays. And so before this session, I went all the way back to the very first one. And I screenshotted a couple minutes of my very first live. So I'm going to play that here. And I'm so cute. Yeah, so that'll be a fun little thing. So, oh, awesome. I'm glad that you can make it, Amy. And yes, they do. So I have 3 years of live streams, and y'all know I move around. So, it's like a trip through memory lane if I were to go back and see every single background that I've been I've been in. Yeah, because there have been many. Oh, thank you. I wasn't wearing glasses at that time, and honestly, I have a lot of regret around the glasses. And anyway, I get to work my spiritual program on that. But yes, at that time, I did not need glasses to see you, and it is what it is. So, thank you all for who all is joining in, and super excited to celebrate with you. Thank you for joining me. So if you are new, say hello. We're going to be looking at I'm going to bring in some elements about intuition and intuitive journeys and gifts that may be helpful. Hopefully will be helpful for you. And also, and I've talked about this element before, but just, the unfolding of this whole live stream idea, and then what's transpired since, and then how you can take the elements of my story for yourself and apply it to your own life and be inspired in that way. And then at the end of this session, we're going to do a giveaway for a gifted session with me. So stay tuned to the end if you want to be included in that. Hi, Sheila, Melinda. If for some reason you absolutely cannot stay, send me a private message and I can enter you, but please be in integrity with that and stay if you can, unless you've got to, get somewhere and you must go. So I can offer that as well. Excuse me. Hold, please. So, yeah, this morning I'm starting. I think I have done live streams this early. When I first started in Thailand, I did 1 or 2 at the beach at 6:30. yeah, but this one's early for me usually, and it's because, as you all know, today's a travel day, a very long travel day it will end up being. Um, yeah, so, and that's very nice and wonderful. So I'm headed to Sri Lanka in a bit, and yeah. So, if you are new to me, I'm a spiritual life coach and Reiki Master Teacher. And this month marks my 3 years of being live on Insight Timer. So, I've been so happy to grow with you all and grow with the app. And speaking of that, I just published my newest premium Insight Timer track. So if you're a premium or plus member, I think they call it plus, please join into that meditation. It's called Total Surrender. I've already gotten some great feedback on it. So if you just want a space to just totally let go and relax, surrender, release, please experience that track. And I also have my comprehensive abundance prayer for ancestral clearing on there as well. So if you struggle with scarcity and lack mindset, or under earning, or feeling a lack of abundance, or not feeling you have enough abundance, that prayer is very powerful as well. So Sheila, I am in Bali, based in Bali for now. I am going on a small trip. So yeah, that's why Sri Lanka. So yeah, I'm going to play this. I did like a screen recording. I'll try and show you, and I'll just play like 30 seconds or something. And the sound isn't the best, but that's okay. But yeah, I've got my little face here. Hi, Kim. Glad to have you. Make sure that's that. So yeah, this is me 3 years ago this month in my very first live stream on Insight Timer.
Welcome, everyone. My name's Natalie. This is my first time hosting a live event of this sort on Insight Timer. I'm super excited about this event today and super happy to be a teacher on Insight Timer. I've had it set up for years and am now getting myself more out there in the world. I'm a life transformational coach. I teach meditation. I'm a writer. I'm a Reiki energy healer. I do tarot. So I do a number of things. Hi, Catherine. Welcome. I'm from the U.S. So when people ask...
Aww. Nothing's changed and everything's changed. Thank you. And I know some of you have aspirations to be in spaces like I've created, to be teachers on Insight Time, or to be coaches, or out in the world, or people that inspire others. So, it's a wonderful little time capsule to glimpse into. I had just started coaching maybe 3 months before that. I'm sorry. So, yeah. Yeah, so I'll just dive into the impulse and how that all unfolded. And yeah, glad you're here, everybody. Kiana, Vicky. Hi, Rose. Welcome back. And I've been in some beautiful locations. And 3 years ago, COVID was still happening. and I was in Thailand for all of that. And yeah, it's been a beautiful journey, not without its challenges. So if you heard me introduce myself as a Reiki practitioner at that time, I was a Reiki level 2 practitioner. The very first meditation live stream I did was a guided meditation. And then I was looking at my schedule back and saw like the next one, I think it was a Reiki energy healing transmission. And that's sort of where the intuitive journey started, with awakening to these gifts that were already here. And that process helped me awaken to those. And we all have intuitive gifts. We are innately intuitive. It's just about raising our vibration, tuning into it, practicing it, and having an intention, all of those things. So I'm just gathering my thoughts here. If you haven't already, if you are new to me, don't forget to follow me here on Insight Timer. If you care to give a donation, please do so. And on that first live stream, I mentioned donations, and that at that time I said a portion of them go to Amma, who is my guru in India. She's known as the hugging saint. And I don't say that anymore about, that whatever anyone donates goes somewhere else, but it does, because every abundance in the form of money that comes in, I do a process called glad giving, which I've talked about before. And so, yeah, I give a percentage of everything that comes to me to in various ways. Sometimes it's really fun ways, on the ground with people around me. And then sometimes it's, like giving a donation, like official donation to a charitable cause. So, yeah, just know if you do make a donation, that is still happening. So as I said, I had just started life coaching a few months before I did that live stream 3 years ago. And I had opened the app one day in March 3 years ago. And when I opened it, there was people's little bubbles at the top and it said live. And I clicked on it, and somebody was live inside of the app. And my immediate thought was like, wow, that's cool. I want to do that. And I had remembered that I had already created an Insight Timer teacher profile years before, probably in 2016 or 2017. So I knew I had started that process, or it was already in place, and then I never followed through with finishing up with that, because my intention, there wasn't live streams back then. I just wanted to put up guided meditations. I had recorded some in Rishikesh, India in 2017. So, I had an intention to get those up. So I opened the app that fateful day, and I had this very strong intuitive impulse, or it was really a moment of ooh, that would be so fun and cool. So if you think about, have you ever had that experience where you have some fun idea, and it might not be it might be just to, go bowling or something, but can you all relate to having an intuitive impulse, or you could, whatever words you want to call it, a download, and then following it. So, hi Nancy, hi Rebecca Angel. Nice to see you. So Amy has that as well all the time. Awesome. My journey is that I would have these impulses and then discount them and not follow them a lot of times in my life. So, Yeah, exactly, Amy. But this one, it just felt fun, and I followed the impulse, and I looked into, okay, what would it take for me to do that? And I had to record or upload 2 meditations and have like a test with Insight Timer on Zoom. And yeah, so I mean, when I started, and this is, I really want anybody here that's any kind of entrepreneur or practitioner that has or wants to have a presence on any platforms or anything like that, really hear this for yourself, because that live stream I just played for you, I had 0 followers on Insight Timer at that time. I mean, everyone starts from 0. The thing is, you've got to start and also be consistent. If I would have gone live one time or even once a month, or I mean, sure, I would have followers, but not as many as I have now. So it takes consistency and commitment to do that. So, ooh, Rebecca, I've got chills. Thank you for sharing that. I know you have been with me for a long time now. Do you remember when that was? Um, Thank you. That's awesome. So, isn't it just a beautiful tapestry how we're all connected, all of our journeys? If you've only ever seen me live, or if this is your first time or your 100th time, or if you're a client of mine or whatever it is, we all, it ripples outward. So I had to go through these steps. I had this impulse, ooh, this feels fun and cool and interesting. Even the first live stream, I was going to do it at the beach at sunrise in Thailand. And then there was a downpour, I remember. And I was like leaving in the dark because I wanted to do it at sunrise. And then I get up and I have this whole Insight Timer live planned. And then it was like pouring rain. So it's like, well, ain't gonna do that. And I was very concerned in the live as I was listening to myself of like, I'm so sorry, it's not a sunrise at the beach, because I had it in my head that, ooh, this needs to be different and cool so that people would be interested to join on the beach in Thailand. And instead, I was in a similar space that I am here, as y'all saw, but outside. So, I did it anyway. I was out of my comfort zone. I invited people, and I enjoyed it. And so I continued. And then I had this idea about channeling Reiki because I was a Reiki level 2 at that time. So, Reiki 2, you can do distance Reiki across time and space. So, I wasn't even, I mean, my Reiki practice had been very intermittent. And y'all that know my Reiki journey know that I got my Reiki level 1 attunement like over 20 years ago, or maybe 20 years ago, maybe 2004, 2002, 3, 4. I got my Reiki level 1. I didn't really use it. I did it a bit and then I lost interest. And then in 2015, 16, I got my Reiki level 2, and then something more started to be there for me. But still, I mean, I was just starting out on a journey of putting myself out there, considering doing that. I mean, I still had my 9 to 5. I didn't understand about service to others. Yeah. So, and I had had some experiences doing some energy healing one-on-one where, people had experiences and I had, intuitions, and the person also felt those or saw the things that I did, etc. And I was also doing tarot. I started tarot in 2015, but it was just these like little things that were just a foundation. So wherever you're at with whatever your journey is, know that it's a process and trust that process. And also, like, be accountable too. Don't not take action out of fear, procrastination, laziness. Really, check in with yourself, stretch out of your comfort zone, do the uncomfortable, and also trust the process, And me with my life coaching, I help people with that all the time. So Karen found me years ago. Awesome. Ooh, great, Nancy. Yeah. So if you have gotten any sort of energy, attunement, or maybe you got trained to be a massage therapist or went to school for something a long time ago, but you never picked it up. Maybe this is your message from the universe, that it doesn't matter how long you've not done something, it's still there if you choose to do it, and that's your choice. So I started doing Reiki in these lives, like my second live, I think it was. And what's so funny, and I love sharing this because it's so human, and it also shows how energy works, in my opinion. So in Reiki, if anybody, well, whatever, if you do or you don't, there's symbols with Reiki, and the symbols, hold the intention of different sorts of energies. So with the Reiki level 2, there was 2 symbols that I could use to channel the Reiki, and one was a distance Reiki symbol, and then one was a mental emotional healing symbol. Well, in my, super cute unknowing, I thought I was using the distance symbol in the live streams, but then like a month later, maybe 2 months, it was a while, somehow I looked up the symbols again, and I'm like, oh shit, I was using the wrong symbol. I thought I was using the distance symbol to activate and channel the Reiki, but I was using the mental and emotional healing symbol. And still, people reported having powerful experiences. So then I was just like, well, of course, it's fine, and it's okay. And also moving forward, okay, I'm going to use the distance symbol. But yeah, life is not black and white. Energy is not black and white. I feel like my intention to channel the Reiki, it was enough. And it's not, so, but I thought that was a cute moment I always like to bring that in, because it's good to know we're human and we make mistakes, and still it was powerful for people. So I started doing more one-on-one energy healing sessions after that, and I started coming live here every week. And I remember, it was a few months after I'd started the live streams, there was somebody I did a session on, and I had this information come into my mind. I'd had this happen before, very rarely, but I can't even remember what it was, but something, a glimmer of some information, or maybe it was an image, or with knowledge about the person I was working with. And the first impulse was, that's nothing, like, that's my mind making stuff up, just ignore that, it's just nothing. But then there was something else. It was like, wait a minute, what if it's real? What if it's true? What if it's, an intuition about this person? What if it's intuitive information here that I'm tuning into? So, because the old pattern would be like, if that information came, would just be like, nah, it's nothing, and then discount it and move on and forget about it. And I'm sure that I did that a lot in my life, and that's okay, because this was the journey, right? Is to have that moment to be like, wait a minute, there's something deeper here, paying attention to that intuitive knowing. So, and we all have this, right? So it's just about a shift in perception and also a raising of the vibration. So I feel like all the Reiki that I'd done and my intentions with it, helped me to raise my frequency and to a level to where then I could have that opening that wasn't there before. So, so I actually took a risk, and I was very scared, but I said, hey, there was something, that I picked up on. Would you like to hear it, or could I share it? I don't know what it is. I don't know. It could be totally off. And whatever it was that I shared, the person was like, oh my God, like, that was so right. That was so, like, there was a validation there. So I was like, okay, we're on to something here. So it was that first impulse of noticing that could be something, and then the actual risk to take to communicate that and possibly be wrong or received like, what are you talking about? That's totally like, of course, that's the fear. And the opposite happened. They were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that, etc. So of course that gave me fuel and to try it again, and then to notice, okay, there's these, and then I had another session. I remember this one very clearly. I picked up on energies, and I was seeing, just some images and things with this person, and in their body, and then just like seeing images of symbols and stuff. And I said, I picked up on this, that, and they were like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. I've been, had issues in that area, and I've gone to the doctor, and I'm a musician, and blah, blah, blah. So the things that I saw then again, so that it was like, okay, I can really trust this. And so I just opened more and more to trusting. So that filter, began to be dissolved. And over time now, I don't even question it anymore. 3 years later, it's like, and not to say everything is right 100% of the time, but I feel confident to share it, and then let it be received or not. So there's not that filter in the sense of like being afraid of what somebody may think about it or how they might receive it. I mean, I always ask permission if they want to know or hear. So hopefully that's helpful for anybody. And it's not, you don't have to be some sort of practitioner or healer to benefit from this, because we get intuitive hits about other things. So even if it's just like a knowing about, a decision or a choice that you're up against, following that impulse. If you know your human design, that can be very helpful. I know we talked about human design recently, and that has a place where it everybody's got a way their intuition speaks to them, or a way they're supposed to process that. Mine is called splenic authority. Yeah, it's your authority is what it's called. So my authority it's from the spleen. So that means it only speaks once for a brief moment, and then it's gone. So I've really got to tune into when I get that intuitive hit, because it's like very powerful, but then it goes and it's gone. But that's not everybody. So thank you, Nancy. Sheila, awesome. Thank you for sharing. So if anybody has anything else they want to share about, finding me or how this space and these lives have been supportive for you, let me know. But yeah, so after that happened, then I'm like, I want to be a Reiki master. Like, I was getting deeply into Reiki. So I got trained in the Reiki master level. And then I found the ancestral clearing after that, which, some of you have mentioned, and that's been a super powerful journey. So really everything that I've said is a result of me coming live on here. And what I love about this example of this whole journey is, so my intuitive impulse in the beginning was opening the app, seeing people live and being like, ooh, that would be fun. I want to go live. From that, I just was like, I'll do guided meditation. From that, so much has unfolded and opened up that I could have never imagined. I could have never planned. There was all this waiting and possibility for me. I didn't think, oh, I'm going to set out and I'm going to get thousands of followers and I'm going to, tune into my energy and my intuition and become a Reiki master and do ancestral clearing and, connect with wonderful people all over the world and have, all these meditations up. Like, none of that was there. So it was just, I could only see that first step of, oh, let's do a guided meditation. And then I kept, and it's so fun. I love it. I love being here with you. My last name, I always say this, like, I'm living into my purpose. My last name is Speakman. Along with whatever, all the other like human design, astrology stuff that just validates, what I'm doing as what I'm meant to be doing. But I didn't know that in the beginning. So, Wendy, thank you for sharing that. An amazing 506 days of sobriety, celebrating you. And I love this. You can't make this shit up, as I love to say. And so it's like, how can we inspire others by doing what we love and being who we choose to be? Yeah. The conversations with God. I have the book put away because I'm packing and I'm leaving after this live stream. But there's a part in there that's so powerful that I read often that talks about some of us are here as messengers to help wake other people up. And the best way to do that, we don't want to remind others of who they really are, which, we're all powerful, infinite, loving beings. We're light, we're love, we're, all of these wonderful attributes. We don't want to it's very difficult to try and remind others of that because they won't believe us. But when we know who we are, when we know that we are beings of light and love and we are being that energy of who we really are, when we are that ourselves, that is the thing that helps others to wake up. So the book says it better than that. But that also is, I feel like, a part of what I do. And I'm just so grateful. So, hey, Britt. Thank you all. Evie, Melinda. Thank you. And yeah, what did Kim say? Yeah, friend of Bill. So AA. And if anybody didn't know, I also am a friend of Bill for 25 years. So, awesome, Kim, 3 years in August. Amazing. Oh, Rebecca, this is so powerful. Wow. So, these are, and thank you all for sharing all of this. This is what's possible. And then thinking about how can you make a difference in, like, when you change and transform, how that might affect others. Because from my own personal journey, and it actually was because of AA, that I even became a life coach. And I mean, y'all have heard that story before if you know me. So yeah, this is a really powerful space. Britt, 94 days. Amazing. Amy, that's right. I remember you saying that now that your coach told you about Insight Timer. Beautiful. Ooh, awesome, Kim. Yeah, so lots of gratitude also here for Insight Timer. I know that they were here earlier. They're in the live stream now. So, yeah, I mean, this journey has just taken me, on this amazing journey, and also, has affected others in the way that you're hearing. What else do I want to say about that? I don't know. Well, let's just pause and say, if you don't follow me already, go ahead and do that if you want to give a donation as well. Yeah, I think what else I want to say is too, like, the stretches that I had to overcome myself. I had to take risks. I mean, the challenges weren't super huge for me to go live and continue, but they were there. It took, and it takes, discipline and commitment to show up here and continue to show up. And that's been rewarded. And as a result of, following that first impulse, it's opened up this journey and path that I couldn't have imagined, that, I'm a different person now, not just because of this, but everything in my life. So, yeah, if there's something in your life where there's some sort of an invitation for you to do something different that might be scary or out of your comfort zone. I mean, I love hearing people about, getting clean and sober and their sobriety. That's a perfect example, right? So if there's things like that where it's hard to change, it's difficult to transform, but trusting the process and following those impulses and continuing on the journey, one day at a time, even. So thank you, Evie. Oh, that's right, Nancy. Thank you. Yeah. Love hearing that. And just love the synchronicities of this space. And two, more acknowledgement for Insight Timer. And actually, I'm sure I've shared, I found this app like in 2015 maybe, or 14, when I first moved to Bali. And the founder, the inventor of the app, was here in this little village in Bali. Like, I think that's where they were living when they created it. And, Insight Timer has gone through its own journey and transformation. And even looking at that of, like, it's called Insight Timer because when it started, it was just a timer. I think there was probably one bell, in one sound, and that was it. It was just a timer alone. Maybe somebody can correct me, but that's my memory of it. And then they added the guided meditations. So even that is a great example of somebody having an idea, creating something, and then just the following the journey of the unfolding of it over time. And now here we are. And now, I mean, if y'all follow Insight Timer, on social media or whatever, you've heard likely about they're taking a stand against Apple for the whole teacher donation, how Apple takes a percentage of that. So they're really in integrity and making a difference, taking a stand, that could alter things moving forward with digital content and all of that. So yeah, and this is life, and there's so much here with all of this. And as Abraham says, one of my favorite quotes, Abraham Hicks, you can't get it wrong and you'll never get it done. So if there's opportunities that have come and you might feel like you, quote, missed it or didn't take advantage of it or something, like, it's not true. There's more and more and more. I even think about my journey. So y'all that know me have heard me say probably that I got, bitten by a dog here in Bali in 2015 on my face. I'd have emergency plastic surgery. I had what I call a nervous breakdown. I had to leave Bali. I had to leave Asia. And it was a really shitty time in my life. And as a result of that, I found this life transformational training in Southern California that I went to. And from that unfolding, I found Joe Dispenza. And I really got deeply into the vision of who I wanted to be. And that was when I first was like, I want to offer, my gifts to the world. I want to show up in a big way in the world. And I still, at that time, coaching was nowhere near my radar. Even though I was receiving coaching, I didn't even understand the concept of it at that time. I was in this group program in this, life transformational workshops. But I look back and I'm like, I didn't even think about coaching, like being a coach, because it just wasn't in my reality. I didn't see myself as somebody that could do that. I was wanting to write. I was wanting to speak. I was wanting to inspire. And I did my best, and I started out, but I wasn't ready. But I didn't know that. So, but that's where the journey started. Because I had this vision for myself. I wanted to be a New York Times bestselling author and speaker around the world. And that's great. And also, that version of myself wasn't ready for it. And that's okay. But from that, I was in Mexico a few months after that whole coaching program happened, and things unfolded. I moved to Mexico. One day I remember this was another moment. I think I'd gone to a meditation, a full moon thing with people, and somebody was saying, oh, I have this new yoga studio and we're, wanting to have events or things there. And I just had this impulse and this idea, and I just said it, like, I can teach meditation there. I can guide meditation at your yoga studio. And they were like, great, awesome. And so that started another journey that also has led me here. I started leading weekly Joe Dispenza style meditations, and everybody loved it, and it was amazing. And I did too. So in a sense, like, because I would have a bit of a talk and then I would have a meditation. So I was sort of doing what I'm doing now in a sense, although I've never thought of that before. But all of that was in preparation for this, that moment when I had the impulse to go live. So, hindsight's 2020. In the moment, I was just doing what I did and doing my best. And I'm sure, in a year from now or 3 years from now, I'll look back and I'll see things I didn't see, or things will make sense. So yeah. Thank you. Thank you guys. Yeah, so, our path, like in AA, actually, I don't know if it's a quote from the book or not, but I think it is. But it says something about our past is our greatest asset, because with it we can help others overcome their misery. And that's talking in the realms of alcoholism. But still, for all of us here, we all have a past. We all have things we have overcome, are overcoming. And those things can be our greatest asset. So, me with the addiction recovery, the sugar addiction, the overcoming under earning, creating financial abundance, all of the spiritual work and practices that I've done. Now I, have the ability, based on all of that and all of what I went through, to help others, So, yeah. All right. I feel like that's it. I'm just feeling so much gratitude for all of you. And if you're seeing the replay, you as well. And yeah, there's more will be revealed, which is another AA saying that I love. More will be revealed as to what's next. And it's a constant journey. I think Tony Robbins, a quote of his I love, is something like, our souls just want to feel like they're having progress. We just want to feel like we're making progress. When I talk to people and hear sometimes, or clients or potential clients, like one of the biggest complaints that people have, and they have a lot of energy around, is, I feel stuck. How many of you feel stuck, have felt stuck, and know how shitty that feels? So it's that feeling of stuckness. It's more about that feeling and that experience, rather than even maybe the circumstances surrounding it. We just want to feel like we're making some sort of progress. So you can hear through my journey all of this progress that I've made, from every impulse that I've followed, or every scary decision or choice, or every breakdown that then later created a breakthrough. So if you do feel stuck, it's not about going and flying across the world or what. I mean, you might do that, but it's just about the next tiniest action. I was on a call with a coaching client last week who, they struggle with procrastination, and there was like a lot of things that really needed done. And so, we agreed that, and she agreed that they would just write these things down. They didn't even have to do any of them, but I said, just get these things on paper that need done, because when you write it down, it comes out of this like energy in the mind of like this abstract worry, and it's on paper. So then you can tell your mind, okay, this stuff is out here on paper now, or on an app or whatever. It's over there and it's there. It brings it like into tangible form. And just write it down. And guess what happened after they just wrote that down? Like, I think within 24 hours of our call, they wrote back and they're like, I did 2 of the things. And even before I wrote the list, I did 1 of the things. Like, and that it's just about going from that feeling stuck to just that tiniest thing makes such a difference in the energy. And what I loved is she called it her grace list. So, yeah, like, so I feel like this is coming through because maybe this will be really helpful for somebody hearing this. But yeah, just, so it's about just even writing the list. One of my favorite coaches, Rich Litvin, says, like, okay, you want to start jogging every day. The first micro step is put your shoes by the front door. That's it. Oh, you want to start writing. Take out a piece of paper and put it on the desk. That's it. So even just that small break can be very helpful. So, Amy, yeah, trapped does feel different than stuck. Thank you, Evie, Rach, hello, Linda. Wow, 9 months off of tobacco. Wendy, quit cigarettes as well. I also I've quit everything. Thank God. I quit smoking in 2001 and have quit smoking since, and it was, very difficult. So I get that. Awesome. So we're going to wrap up now because I get to get going on my huge ass travel day. If you follow me on social media, you can see what I'm up to if that's interesting. Hi, Cynthia. Thank you, Kim. So I am going to, just as a celebratory offer a gifted session with me. You are eligible if you've not ever won a gifted session with me before. If you've already won one before, then yeah, I invite you to enjoy that and not participate. So I'm gifting a spiritual life coaching session, a tarot oracle card reading, a Reiki Ancestral Clearing session, and that could be either or both. I have like a signature session, a truth excavation session. If you go to my website and look at my areas of expertise, you can see my different offerings there. If you would like a bespoke guided meditation, yeah, I think that's it. So if you would like to be entered, I will open the doors now. So just put I'm in, or yes, or a heart, or something. And we'll keep this space open for a few minutes as we close. If you would like to be eligible. So awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Tony. And so what I'll do is I will go back and watch this replay, and then I'll just assign everybody a number, and then I'll do a random number generator and choose. So, yeah, and it's going to be next week because I'm going to be quite busy. So it'll be maybe a week or 10 days max. I don't feel like it will be that long, but I want to give myself that space just in case. To announce the winner. Oh, the other requirement for you is that you join my group in Insight Timer called Natalie's Healing Circle, because that is the way, I'll announce it in the live, in the future, but that's the best way I will make the announcement in the group. So you need to be a member to know that, because if you're not in that group, I don't know how I'm going to find you. I had difficulties with that before when I did giveaways in the past. Now I know to do this because I can't message some people have messages turned off. So for me, it's very difficult to just try and message a random person on Insight Timer. So make sure you've joined my group, Natalie's Healing Circle, if you want to be eligible for the gifted session. So, great. Hi, Duchess. Thank you. Thank you all so much. I will see you all next week live. I believe my next live stream is about abundance and overcoming under earning and scarcity and lack, or overcoming all of that. Because as I've announced, and you will continue to hear me announce this until my group is full, that I have an amazing program starting June 1st to help anybody who's ready to change old patterns of lack and scarcity and create abundance and, take your power back around your finances and money and mindset. So I have replays on my YouTube. You can check in there on this topic, and also we'll be doing it again. And if you want to hear, I have a special early bird package price if you sign up before May 1st. So if any of that's interesting, reach out to me, send me a private message. And all of the other things I offer and all of that as well, y'all know how to get in touch. And thank you. And I think that is it. Yeah, perfect timing. 8 a.m. here in Bali. Thank you, Christian. I'm so grateful just for Insight Timer, for all of you here, all of the beautiful connections, so many wonderful, lovely connections, all the way from seeing people here in the live streams, and connecting here, and to very deeply connecting in one-on-one sacred spaces. Just so grateful and blessed. And thank you all. April, Sheila, Kim, J.E., Lady Peacock, Rose. So any last takers that want to enter into the giveaway for the gifted session? Okay, Matt, great. Thank you. Yes, I've already called in help for a smooth travel day. It is Eid Mubarak here in Asia, so travel is going to be interesting, and so just knowing I will get there when I get there, and relaxing and releasing and surrendering, because I have a feeling it's a short trip. I mean, it's here to Kuala Lumpur and then Kuala Lumpur to Colombo, Sri Lanka. But in KL, the AirAsia can be the airline. So holding the vision that it will be smooth and on time. All right. I will see you all next week. Awesome, Matt. Congrats on 10 years. Another place where the journey is just amazing and I could never have imagined. So, namaste. Much love. Ooh, thank you, Sheila.